Generic greetings! Previously in Prison Architect, we placed a lot of concrete for our second sub-prison. This is our low-risk prison, and we already got a little bit of it built. As you can see, we've got all of the bits on the right-hand side here, done some visitation and classroom, things like that, and we're going to continue on with that premise here and clone everything. So let's go for that. Let's go for utilities and also electrical cable. We want to connect up this thing here so we actually have some lighting, and then we're going to run this cable in. So we're going to follow roughly the same sort of place of this. We're going to hopefully clone it, but well, actually you can't clone it, but we're going to be following the same path of the previous electrical cable. I'm not going to be too bothered if it doesn't exactly meet up. It doesn't matter. It's just about giving some sort of light so you can see what the hell is going on. So you can see automatic door openers are now put in, but they are not yet they're not yet connected. So I might go ahead and connect those up now, but although what will probably happen is I'll forget about the others. So actually no, let's just put them in. Let's just get it done, because if nothing else, we are at least making it quick to build. So 1 and then 2, and then that should allow quick access into this building to continue on with the cloning. So let's go to clone, and we will clone from here upwards. So we need to work out what sort of size we can manage, and I think that should be about it. Now the question is, do I want to clone like that, or do I want to clone other way? We could just sort of print it like that. I am not entirely convinced it's the way forward, but let's see. Let's go there, and I'm trying to get all of the kitchen put in. I think that's a sensible decision. And if we get all of the infirmary put in, then we know where the wall ends. That's actually not too bad. That's worked out better than I could have hoped, actually. So that's fine. So let's continue on with the cloning. We will probably go for... Look at that, typical. It just doesn't reach. Just doesn't reach all the way up there. The question is, did I place it right? Now, during the process of this, I'm sure that there will be an error in places. But let's just see what we can do. And there we go. And I'm going to clone that, and then I know that all of that is done. There you go. So that's all of the kitchen, canteen, all of that sort of stuff in here. Now, as they get built, you can see they do change rooms, they change from different sects, and it's just a problem. And the chief has something to say. According to some of our guards, a new radio host on the station the prisoners listen to has been saying a lot of things that are riling the inmates up. They might be worth removing the radios from the time being unless they start to take what he's saying seriously. So, we need to remove radios. Now, this is a problem. We do have several radios in the prison, but I think the game it doesn't really simulate where they're listening from. At least I'm not aware that it does. I think it's just if you have radios, regardless of where they are, it could be a problem. So we're going to have to go around and change that. So there's a radio. And there's a radio. Oh, it's only 2 radios. I've placed more televisions than radios. We don't have any radios in here. And the only 2 of the radios are there and there. So that should fulfill that. And oh, dearie me, what has gone on here? So we have a death. Oh, snitch ex-law enforcement gang member. Didn't see it. Didn't check the intake yesterday. Tim Cadwallader, age 21. Snitch ex-law enforcement and gang member. For a 21-year-old, he's done quite well to go through that cycle. Become law enforcement and then gang member. Or the other way around. I guess it could happen the other way around, but unlikely. That's a problem. That is the first death here. And that is just down to me not checking every morning. When we had the intake previously, I just didn't spot it. I don't think I've seen that in a while, though. A gang member and law enforcement at the same time. What were they? They probably were green. Maybe that's what the fight was around here. And that's what's went on there. That's why there was so much fighting. Maybe they've always been that, and I haven't noticed. It's a high chance. It's a high chance of that. We have some more inmates coming in. I will check. Yeah, we have 2 traits that are unknown. I've asked for the removal of these radios, but they haven't yet done it, so I'll prioritise that. I will also go ahead and get some more money, because we are running out of it. I did say we're going to take out huge bank loans to get this done, but there you go. So our grading, it'll be worse now, because obviously we've had 1 death in custody. We've done very well to get up to this point. We've got events on, we've got gangs on, we've got a lot of the difficult stuff going, and we don't use armed guards. So all of that combined means, yes, we do actually have a decent. Well, we've been lucky to get to this point now. Put it that way. So just checking these to minsec. Obviously, these do require the change to staff only at some point, but I think what we'll do is make sure it's all low risk and then go ahead and alter the rooms. Obviously the pipe work needs to be put in. You see they've only placed like little bits and bobs. They're doing a decent job, but they also, for whatever reason, really want to go in really strange places. Let's go over to utilities and connections. I want to connect up this automatic door opener up to there and to there, and I don't think they've done the one on the other side yet. No, it is ordered, and you can see the doors opening, closing, opening, closing. That's because there'll be a box there or something. Yeah, there's some stacks of things there. That's why it's all broken. But there you go. I think this does actually, this radio broadcast, I think this does get simulated for when they're listening to it, because I think there's, well, I know there's one event that it'll say remove all so-and-so. It'll say remove something, and when you remove it all, it ticks for however many days. I think that's to do with the governor, and the governor says, well, there's been a press thing, and you know, people aren't happy about it, about the inmates having certain things. So yes, actually removing that does give that little sort of tick and say, yeah, you've done that, and you can place them again in 24 hours. Weight benches come to mind, but I don't think it is weight benches. Right, so what I want to do is place this electrical cable. Now, we have previously ran it in here, like that, and then up and around. So I'll just do that. I'll just run it up and around, like so. That should be fine. And this one, I will just connect up there, and then there. That should be fine. This round here should be eventually connected once this is built, so that'll be okay. We will double check deployment. Yep, that is still set correctly. Now that this is done, I can set them to staff only, which should be fine. And also access only for that bit there. There we are. Excellent. Obviously, we haven't assigned anyone to the shop and things like that, and we've still got the CCTV that's not yet connected. I will be placing a separate CCTV monitor for this, because each monitor can only monitor, I believe, 6 to 8 cameras. So, yeah. I think we need to hold off on this building just for tonight, because we need to do a shakedown. And I don't want to be building when we're shaking stuff down, because the guards need to have access to door servos and stuff. Actually, speaking of door servos, we should now have that one there. I know there's some trepidation about this door control system being connected to everything, and if that ever gets smashed up, all of the doors open automatically. Yeah, but if the prisoners are able to make it into here and smash that up, we've pretty much lost everything anyway, because it's right next to the armory and the dogs, and if they manage to break through to there, then it's, well, good game. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll do a shakedown. Obviously, we do have a lot of guards, but we also have a lot of places to search. 419 places specifically. We haven't checked the last 24 hours items yet, and you can see that actually we found a lot of clubs. We've got a club and 2 sets of knives. Who would have thought we'd find a knife in the kitchen? Oh, hang on. Where is that? Is that a tunnel? It is a tunnel. We do have a tunnel. There we go. There's our tunnel. That is Byron the Coach Willis. Prison number 8779542. Boss of a criminal organisation called Trust Crime. Huge network for all criminals in the world. Death by dangerous driving, 9 years. There you go. Okay, so that is something we need to fix. So we will remove tunnels and then prioritise the removal of that, or rather the filling in of the tunnels, I guess it would be. Looks like Stubbs, we found something there. I think we found some poison, which has... It's well-travelled poison, but it was stolen from the cleaning cupboard, which to be expected. So yeah, look at this person here. This is Willis. So they've started to dig a tunnel, and they also had rope on them. If we check that as well, if we go to 24 hours, you can see, look, we found some rope. This was the owner. Interesting. Interesting. So they were planning to dig out to here, probably, and then use the rope to get over the top. Which is a bold move, considering they have to go through... Why is that not being removed? Can you remove that tunnel, please? Thank you very much. Yeah, considering they have to... There's more fighting again, and is that something I've just not seen? No. They're just annoyed. They're just annoyed. There's some unknown traits, so those could be dangerous ones. For themselves and for the rest of it, but I don't really know. You notice when it's shower time as well, another quirk that I've not really mentioned is that the prisoners with showers don't go anywhere. They just shower in their own cells. The game doesn't care where they shower as long as they do shower. So anyway, let's just go over to... is it concrete floor? It is, and we'll concrete floor that up. I think there's a bit of concrete floor to be placed there as well. Yes, there is. Right, so... There's that built. Let's go back to cloning, and we will crack on with that. So quick build and clone. And we want to clone from this section down. Like that. And we should be able to get this done in 3 passes. There's the second. And there's the third. When I mentioned last episode rather, about this becoming Death Row and this becoming the extension, I think that is the way to go. Haven't yet fully decided, but when we expand up, or if we expand up, it means we can just clone it over like this, and that works out for us. Yeah, I think it's almost certain what we'll be doing, but unless there's a real big pushback from it, you understand. So we're still losing money, and that's just the nature of the beast, because we're spending loads of money on building this thing here. We're hiring more guards and more staff and got all of the associated costs with that, but we're not getting any more prisoners, and we won't. We're probably going to end up on 150,000 loan just to get this done, but considering we'll get a hell of a lot of prisoners once we've done this, and we'll get a grant completion, I think we'll be alright. The prison manufacturing facility, which has produced 30 license plates, haven't got that really in mind yet, or if we want to go for something or not. Just seeing if that was a confidential informant, or at least one we can get. Yeah, I still haven't decided whether or not we're going to go for that one, because I don't know how we would do that. I really don't. Do we have letters placed as well, by the way? I know we've been sorting the mail. There's bags of mail. It just says 15 letters. It's sorted. Sorted mail. Let's see if... Can't see any of the mail. Again, we might have to shift that. Is that an OD? That's an OD, but they've been found out and moved. That's fine. All of the uniforms are there. So we do have uniforms. Just no mail. Not too sure whether it's working or not. Anyway, so we do need to connect up some power. So we'll run some power into there. This is not connected up, so I'll do... You know what? I'll just do that. That's now connected up. And power, as you can see, is becoming a problem in here, so we'll place some more capacitors like so. So there's all that. We haven't run our water pipe in, which is something we should probably do, so I'm going to run that now. And it goes up to there with a small water pipe. Something like that. Okay. So you can see we've got people working in the laundry as well, all doing ironing and stuff. So that's getting sorted itself. Where are the cleaners? Oh, there they are. There, you see that? They're all cleaning it. So if we removed that cleaning cupboard, we would have a huge task in our hands to clean this thing. Because at the moment, it's cleaned by the prisoners. It's self-cleaning. You see they're doing a nice job there. Lovely, lovely. Whereas, I mean, we've got, what, 6 people working in there? We'd have to then replace that with 6 janitors, and that's a huge outlay. So, yeah, I don't know whether we alter that or not. I'm not too sure. I'm still hesitant to remove it. The other option is to put this as a cleaning cupboard and then have this as the library. But I don't think the library is a main priority yet, because the literature need, even though it's high, it's not something that they are going to boot off over. There's not going to be a problem if they don't have that need fulfilled. So it looks like all of these are now in. I will run some water piping, water pipes rather, like that, and connect all of those up. There we are. I also want to place a CCTV monitor in here, and I'm hoping this doesn't blow the grid. It should be fine. Yes, it should be fine. And then we'll connect that up, and it means we should have more line of sight around here. Or at least, well, more than nothing that we currently have. So I'm going to go to planning and walls, because what I need to do is work out where our removal bit is. So this is going to be our outside area, which is an 8x24. 8x24, that is correct. So what I'll do is go to bulldoze and demolish all of that. And that's going to be the outside, you see. And that should automatically generate... Actually, no, it won't automatically generate walls, I don't think. I don't think it will. But what I'll do is I'll remove it and then I'll clone it. So that should hopefully fix that. So they're going to remove all that. But then when we clone it, it should still be able to clone it because of the way it works. So we're going to go back over to grants and we're going to increase our loan once more. The reason I'm not getting it, I'm not getting more loan is because if we do that, it means that we're going to pay more back. So I haven't bothered. It looks like that's all connected. So it's just a CCTV. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the 8th one is over here, I think. Yes, there, in that area. So that should give us more line of sight, which it has. Let's go over to quick build, cloning, and we'll clone from the bottom and work probably up, I think. Like so, because we've got that entire section done. Like that. Obviously, some of this cloning is just things like the flooring and the lighting and such, which is why I turned off auto lighting, because there was no point in auto lighting it to then clone it. We've still got some of the artifacts of that previously with the lights there, but it's not a big issue, is it? So while they're working on that, let's go to deployment and to guard patrols, and we'll actually no, let's go to this one and make sure that's all set. There we are. And we'll go for guard patrols, and we'll start setting up some patrols because, well, we do have a fully working area for this now. We still want the same in here, I believe. It doesn't need to follow exactly the carbon copy of up the top there. Dog patrol, guard patrol, and I think there is some in here. But I'm thinking about removing that. I'm thinking about not placing a dog patrol around here, although it seems to work. Definitely guard patrol in the shower. Guard patrol in the shower seems to have worked out. We have got some more inmates. Let's go to informants. And aha, there we go. We've got ex-law enforcement straight away. Ronald, classified. Reg on prison number 9435572. Kidnapping 4 years. So you're going to go to protective custody straight away. You can see the issue we're having now. I mean, what's our protective custody? 6. It's not big enough, especially when we get this done. The advantage with the low risk, though, is that you generally don't get many gangs or violent traits. So even if we have some people in here like snitches and things like that, they should be okay. They should be safe. Should, not are. Big difference. Potential. It's a higher potential to be safe, not a guarantee or an assurance of safety. So what I'm going to do is start cloning from here again, and I want to clone as far down as I can. Again, focusing on getting this complete. If there's like part rooms, you see, like that. That is now fine. I've missed off the cells. Now, I'm considering one prisoner unable to be assigned to a cell. No solitary cells available. Ah, it looks like he's had something on him and he was assigned to a solitary cell in protective custody, and there's no such thing. So we'll end the punishment and just, you know, let them go there. So yes, I'm thinking of not doing these outside cells and instead building the dormitories. Building dormitories allows me to get more prisoners straight away. Is that the way forward? I have no idea. What I do know is that if we were charging for parking, we would be a very rich person. Because that is getting completely blocked up. Luckily, it is getting placed and built. I mean, there's the lights. Look how many lights there are in shower heads and such. I mean, they'll be placed eventually. It just takes far too long. Look at that. We're burning through our cash. I mean, it doesn't help that we're losing $4,000 a day. We have 26 paroled early, so we're still getting money there. Punishment is 6. I think that was 7 at one point, so yes, I think it's gone down. And we did, to be fair, just end a punishment prematurely, so maybe that's why that's gone down. Reform is 5, which is fine. Security is quite high at 2 out of 5. Health is -1. I believe that was at 0 before, so it has gone down again. But we have had some more ODs, and that's due to drugs being smuggled in and things like that. We could stop a lot of that by having the visitation as the closed off one, because if you have that one, then it's better. So if we look at the, I think it's actually in utilities sometimes. It could be in here. No, it's not. Looks like it is not the case. Objects and then visitor booth. You can see we've got a booth here we can place along, and it means they are totally separated. Now for the high risk, that's exactly what we'll do. For these two, I'm not too bothered. So the high risk will be slightly different. All of them are going to have the same rough layout, so they're still going to have the same shower and yard and kitchen and canteen and things like that. But the little changes like visitation or dormitories and stuff like that, they're all going to be enacted on a sort of prison by prison basis. So we have. Do we have the ability to sell some of our shares as well? We could sell some of our shares. We get. Ooh, that would sell the entire prison. Selling shares would give us 30,000 because we have I believe, the bank loan. I think that does affect the sale price. I could be wrong about that, but it might be. But anyway, the shower's getting built. We will still have to run the water in and the power, and we also need to connect up to the automatic door opener. This still does reduce frame rate, which is a strange one. There we go. That. Oh yeah, and I've been meaning to do this for quite some time. I've just totally forgot about it. These have all been locked open all this time, and there's really no point in it. We originally did it so they didn't have to request the door open all the time. open on trigger. That's fine. I didn't realise you can have close on trigger. Oh, so it's always... Alright, that's strange. Never seen that before. Looks like you can set it so instead of open on trigger, it's close on trigger. So you can have it or locked open and going the other way. Interesting. Well, there's been a bit of violence in there. Like, see the damaged shower head and... Sorry, damaged drain and shower head. And a couple of other shower heads. Yeah, there's been... I wouldn't call it ultra violence, just a little tiff in there. What do you mean there's no custard for the pudding? Ah! And then you start swinging on the shower heads or something. Anyway. So, the shower's almost... I say almost finished. It's about halfway done. The problem with the shower is that there's just a lot of objects, so it's a lot of walking back and forward. They're definitely getting the steps in for today. We still haven't got any sniper towers, nor do I think we really need them, quite frankly. Because of the way this is all separated. One thing as well, when I built this and it changed to that can cause a problem. And that's probably where a lot of the stuff's being brought in. In fact, we'll be able to see that. Let's just go to 7 days, and we're going to check to see if any of this has been thrown in. Smuggled. I'm anticipating most of this being smuggled in. Or brought in with them. Or nicked from inside one of these, but none of it's been thrown in. Look at all the things in here. They're trying to smuggle it in through the kitchen. Yeah, that's all understandable. So yeah, if this happened, which it did happen for a while, if that was shared like that, means that prisoners are allowed outside. Any type of prisoner. Now, not only can that cause problems later game when we've got multiple prisoners types, because it would kick off, but it means that stuff can be thrown in across the wall, and then contraband can enter the prison. Whereas if it's like now, they're not allowed outside. So it's important that we keep an eye on that. And I know during building of this and other things it has changed previously, so yeah, it's important that we do keep an eye on that. So I'm going to run the water pipe across, and oh no, the chief's calling again. That radio host was apparently fired after a lot of complaints. There shouldn't be any more bother. Oh, that's good. Okay, so let's place these radios back in. So I believe the radios were in... were they in here? Well, they're in these end ones. I think they were in the end ones. Let me just check the grading a second. Out of 8, yes, and those were 10s. So those were 9s. We don't have a 10. The only way to get a 10 rating is by having a window to the outside, which we're just not doing. We're not doing that at all. There's some more prisoners here. And we do have a guard patrolling. Oh, do we have a guard patrolling? I did set a guard patrol in there, but I'm not seeing anyone. We are going to get some prisoners shortly, so I'm just going to double check. For a start, gangs, there's now 3 red gang members, 1 green and 1 blue, so that's gone down by 1. We are going to receive our new inmates now, which... not the case, there we go. They've turned up, and there's no traits on them at all. There we are. So this is now completed as far as I can see, as far as I can tell anyway. So electrical cable does need to be ran. We've ran it both sides like so. Like that. And then the large water pipe also runs down the bottom there. And it'll be run differently in this one. Or do we run it up? I'll just run it to there and then we'll make a decision on that one. But basically the small pipes go along. Like that. And there's that set. So that should all be powered up and have water. So that's fine. So we will put the deployments in. And I'll change that to that. Guard patrols. We have guard patrols. Oh, I think we set them like that, was it? Yes, we did. Again, I'm not too bothered about it being a direct clone. Put dogs in there. Guard patrols for this one was just around the seating. And there we go. So we're setting up all these patrols. So hopefully as soon as we start getting these done, we'll get some prisoners. We do need to connect up the door control system. 1 and 2. And that now has the door there. Although I couldn't believe I just saw a worker there trying to go past when they could have just done that. They're not necessarily that smart. Right, so I think we will leave it there for this episode. We have got a lot of stuff done. Next episode, we'll build at a minimum the dormitories. And we'll get a lot of prisoners in because we need to get more prisoners to reduce this daily cash flow. We also need actually a profit because we need desperately to reduce this loan amount. I mean, the loan amount now is, what, 100,000? Yeah, so we're getting 5 grand taken off a day. So we need to do that. We need to do that. We are still releasing people on parole with 27 people released with a, 16% reoffending rate. So that's gone up 7%. That's not good. That's not good at all. Why has it jumped up so much from 9? Could be because of the gangs. Could be because of the fighting. Our education, our reform has gone down a little bit. Okay. I'm still hesitant to start flinging armed guards at the problem. Don't think that's the way forward. We're still doing general education qualification and foundation. Pharmacological treatment drug addiction is on the go with a 3 pass, 60% pass rate. Parole's going. Alcoholics group has not many. Or 1 passed 100% though, that's good. Spiritual guidance. We could start another one of them up. But that's just for filling needs rather than anything else. And that's it. We could, if we wanted to, start running kitchen safety and hygiene. But I'm very hesitant to do that. I really don't want to do that. So, anyway, we're going to leave it there. Next episode, we will continue on here, building. And we will get, at a minimum, these dormitories planned and built. And obviously the walkways and stuff like that. And then the outside of it is just clone. But we need to get these dormitories done. And that means, high capacity and more money and more prisoners. And then this should be up and running. Obviously, we need to hire some more staff as well. So we'll have to get more loans. But we'll hire more staff. We'll get the kitchen staff and things like that. So hopefully we'll be all right there. Either way, hope you have enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.